black and proud. But in a world that only sees your color as a weakness, what does it take to be heard? This is the story of a girl who turned humiliation into history. In a quiet classroom, a black teenage girl named Amara sat in her usual seat, dressed in a white shirt and blue pants, the school uniform. Around her, students focused on the whiteboard as their teacher, a strict British woman in a white shirt and black pants, paced the front of the room, teaching. Amara, intelligent and humble, quietly took notes, unaware that today would change her life. Suddenly, the teacher clapped her hands and announced an essay competition for the whole class. Excited whispers filled the room. But then, something cruel happened. The teacher pointed at Amara, smirked, and mocked her in front of everyone. Not for her writing, but for her skin. "Let's see what she writes," the teacher said with a laugh. The classroom erupted in laughter. Amara froze in shame, standing still as her eyes filled with tears. The pain of being black had just been put on display. The next day, Amara walked into class with her essay clutched tightly in her hands. Its title read, "Being Black is Very Difficult to Survive." The teacher read the title aloud, and again, the class burst into laughter. Students mocked her bold words, and even the teacher raised her brows sarcastically. But Amara stood firm. Her pain had a voice now, and she wasn't going to silence it. When it was time to announce the winner, Amara's hopes were crushed. The teacher, without reading her essay to the class, threw it back in her face. The winner? A white girl with a basic essay that everyone had already forgotten. As the class cheered for the winner, Amara stood quietly in a corner, holding back tears, humiliated once again for daring to speak her truth. Days passed. Then, something unexpected happened. Someone uploaded Amara's essay to social media, and it exploded. Within hours, people across the school and beyond were reading her words. Students scrolled through their phones in shock, reading her powerful message. "Being black is very difficult to survive," the headline said, and people listened. For the first time, her truth was louder than their laughter. Soon after, the school management invited Amara to speak at the youth forum. Wearing her uniform and a shiny gold medal around her neck, Amara stood on stage in front of a packed hall of students. She was no longer the girl they laughed at. She was Amara, the local hero. The teacher who once mocked her now stood quietly in the background, watching with humbled eyes. Amara spoke with strength and grace, and this time they all listened. Sometimes, one voice can shake an entire system. Would you have the courage to speak up like Amara? Tell us in the comments.